You're listening to Talk Commerce. Subscribe and download at talk-commerce.com.
All right, welcome live from Shoptoberfest, brought to you by
Shopware.
Fresh. We are, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear this, you don't have any, there's no linear time frame, but we are the last pod standing. Is that fair to say? Brent Peterson, the host. Yes, Brent Peterson, the host of Talk Commerce.
And Scott Ohsman, host of Always Off Brand.
And say the joke, Brent. You've been saying it for 19 episodes. Come on. He's starting a new podcast called Always Brand. Isn't that funny?
It's super old now.
Unbelievable. We have two unbelievable guests here.
Yes, we do. Gosh. Rohit and Noah.
Yeah, that's right. And what's the agency name?
Above the Fray.
Above the Fray. I like it. I'm big into names. You don't know that about me, but I'm big into names, and I like what you're throwing down right there.
Beautiful.
What kind of agency are we?
Well, we're actually two separate organizations. So, yeah.
I thought there was a burgeoning partnership.
There is between our separate organizations.
Okay, well, Noah, why don't you go first? What's your organization?
We're a solutions integrator, headquartered out of Portland, Oregon. And,
Go P&W.
That's right. And we're full end-to-end e-commerce, focusing on B2B manufacturing.
Okay, what do you got going over there?
Yeah, so hey, Rohit Padanga here. I'm the co-founder CEO of a company called Zamp.
Zamp?
Yes.
I love these names. I'm big into names,
A to Z, baby.
I don't know if you know that or not.
We got Zamp.com too, which was huge.
Zamp.
That is huge.
4-letter domains are hard to come by.
They are.
We do sales tax compliance for e-commerce and software companies.
Oh, we need to talk.
So we essentially combine.
Isn't that what?
I have tax problems. Go ahead.
Don't we all?
Go ahead.
We combine real-time technology platform with sales tax experts to fully take sales tax off e-commerce and software companies' plates.
Damn. Now, you were kind of roped into recording here. Is that fair?
Yeah, I wasn't ready for this. Noah was like, hey, you want to be my plus one on this real quick?
Yeah. Noah, you signed up for this.
I did.
You knew it was coming in.
It was in my calendar for 4:30 p.m.
Pacific
East
time.
Pacific, yeah.
And Chris said Noah's in at 4:30, and I said, okay, 7:30 p.m.
Yeah. I'm just working on the time difference thing, First time.
Yeah, when did you get in?
Last night, or yesterday afternoon. Yeah.
Oh, I got in late last night. Were you on the Alaska flight or?
No, Delta.
Delta.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just had to get that out of the way.
I was on Frontier and then Sun Country.
You have to have something.
PJs.
You have to have something to edit out. Okay?
Riding the PJs.
Good Lord. Brent, what's your first hard-hitting, unbelievable, great question? He's gotten like 3 great questions. Great question, Brent. What have I gotten, Reed?
All right,
I've gotten nothing.
Let's talk about,
Zero, zilch.
I do want to talk about Shoptoberfest.
Where's my beer?
Sponsored by. So tell us about what you've learned from this event.
I know it's about the beer. It's supposed to be about the beer.
Yeah.
And it's about the beer. But I'm here for the content. It's kind of like people that read Playboy for the articles.
Wow, okay.
And,
hey now.
And that's really, I love the format and the way that everybody that was talking was giving essentially personal testimonials. And there weren't a lot of slides. In the background. There weren't any slides. It was just one thing. And people spoke about their experience, the unique parts of it, how it applied to the world that we all live in and interact with, and in e-commerce. So, Rohit and I were just chatting a little bit about that, about the entropy that it creates. That's his word.
Entropy.
The what?
The
The who?
The entropy that it creates.
Entropy?
Yes.
What does that mean?
That's a West Coast term.
Is it? He's not
he's
right from
Philly,
the East Coast.
I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah.
What's literally, I have to look that up. I went to Arizona State. Laugh later. I have to look that up.
Honestly, it's in science. It's like these particles that are kind of moving across a field in randomness, and the more randomness that there is, the more potential interactions that there potentially are.
Oh.
Faster the objects move, the more collisions that they have, and that's essentially what entropy is.
I
don't think I've actually explained that since I was in middle school.
You just got my educational level. You just said middle school.
All right, so I did have some opportunity to see some of the TEDx talks.
Did you really?
Yeah, sort of.
Where was I?
You were sitting here podcasting.
Did you give me a burger, by the way?
I did, yes. You're
Thanks.
welcome. What is there anything tonight that kind of swayed you into what's going to be in the future for e-commerce? Did you learn anything new?
I did.
Wow, hold on. I have a.
I did. Did you want me to expand on that? Okay.
If you could tell us
Wow,
what it
great,
might be.
great podcast guest, Fray. Way to book him.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I'm still stuck on the definition of entropy. No.
so am I. Thank you for that.
Yeah. There was a speaker tonight, Ed, from Bark. And
We were supposed to have him on.
Yeah,
You forgot.
I think he's out there. We can go grab him. You know, but he was talking a lot about something that's very common for most of us, which is you know, the onboarding sequence of emails that comes out after you sign up or purchase something.
Yeah.
The three common emails that always come out, and how one of them, the third one, is always like, here's some more stuff to buy. And the idea that like you've actually kind of like severed the relationship at that point. Like you've gone too quick, too far. You've asked for something too soon.
It's like dating.
Before the relationship is developed.
Yeah, it's like dating.
Yeah, we're not supposed to do the dating analogies, but I feel you. I almost said that.
We're not supposed to.
I don't know.
Who
Somebody
said-
told me that once.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think all of e-commerce is completely dating. I think agencies, clients, it's all dating. It runs down to all dating. Well, and always off brand. I don't know about Talk Commerce, but we talk about this nonstop.
we talk about dating all day long.
Do you?
Yeah. Especially my new podcast, I Was On Brent.
It's better than dating all day long.
Yes.
But keep going. I like where you're going.
And so he was just talking about developing that, you know, that relationship better, how to kind of bring people in to the fold, like when you actually can build the trust and develop that relationship to ask for more.
We just got
Some baklava
we got baklava.
and some weed brownies.
Is that baklava?
It's just, no, apple
Weed
strudel.
brownies.
What's
Oh,
the
that's
word?
strudel, but that's not.
What is strudel in Yiddish?
No, it's rugula.
It's not arugula, I promise.
No, rugula. I know it's not, but a fruity type thing is rugula.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought you said arugula.
No. Okay, god damn it.
Words are hard today.
Barks. We were on about the relationship with the customer, protecting
you.
that, knowing that. I'm sorry, Brent. Something to add?
I'm with you on never mind.
Yeah, Noah, you were on a roll.
Yeah, well,
Then
I'm
you
not
gotta
off
say
it
a
yet.
word.
Takeover e-commerce hotline in the building.
Mayor in the building.
Rohit and Noah, and now I'm gonna walk away because I can't hear anything. But
We're going to
these
do a
two are the
freestyle
gems.
battle a little bit later.
I like his jingle. He ripped one off earlier for us. So what hit you was what hit you? The fact that you got to keep you got to have establish a relationship with a customer.
hold on, one more interruption.
Hold on.
The gentle plug-in coming fall of 2024. Even though we're at a Shopware conference, these boys are making it platform everywhere. I don't know.
Inside Edition, that could have been breaking news or it could have been completely deleted from the record. It depends on your editing room. So the idea is that I heard this once from a company I used to work at, but be interesting and not interested and not interesting. And so like, you know, I think that's a key difference. And it's like, make it about the person. You have to be interested in what they're doing, the company you're working with, the product that they're selling, their customers. And the second that you start wanting to make it about yourself, when you ask for an additional sale, that's about you. It's not about them anymore, and you don't know enough about them yet. Really absorb them. You haven't developed a relationship. Just because they bought something from you doesn't mean that you're in a relationship yet. You know, so
That is
like
true.
there's still a lot to develop, and I think that's something that is missing from a transactional mindset that, you know, a lot of people are evolving out of. But sometimes we get through the motions, we get into these rhythms, and we do best practice or whatever has been done before, and it's hard to break out of it.
It's a good point for if you're on a membership committee for a major e-commerce platform
True
to
that.
try to get people to join. It's about them, not us.
It is, yeah.
I don't know. There were some undertones. Did you feel?
Yeah, a
on
little
this
bit.
side of the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
That's our band name is the Undertones.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good name. I think it's taken. Anyway.
.com. Don't look that up. I have no idea what comes
Now,
up.
what do you say, Noah? And we'll get Rohit in here, but what do you say, because I'm a former agency owner,
Okay.
what do you say that I have a joke that at some point, no fault of their own, everyone hates their agency.
Right.
Everyone hates their 3PL at some juncture. What do you say to that? How do you solve that? How do you make it so that's not true?
I say that's okay. Everybody hates themselves at some point too. You know, like it's
That's
fine.
a good line.
You know, it's like, yeah, we all
That's
go
a
through the
good
emotions.
line.
Another apple strudel for that one.
Yes.
But I mean, Oh, it's
He's
true.
like- that's so rude, Brent. Listener, he's reaching across our fine guest to try to get the pastry.
I think fine maybe.
Seriously, Brent?
Slight exaggeration.
Were you raised
hungry all the
you
time.
raised in a barn?
Yes, I was. Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh.
I'm from the Midwest.
Anyway.
Wow, shots fired.
So,
Shots
okay,
fired.
you hate yourself, so you hate your agency. It's okay. That's what I'm taking
okay.
from that.
Let's not misrepresent my quote. My point being is that people go through a gamut of emotions. We have one of our corporate values is that the client is not always right, but we're always accountable. Meaning that doesn't
fair.
Whatever somebody's going through.
That's wisdom.
There's a way that we can control the outcome. Sometimes controlling that outcome means never engaging in the first place. Sometimes it just means to have radical accountability. But regardless, it means caring more about sort of that end outcome and what their purpose is and their mission is than your own, or even more so maybe making sure that it aligns in the first place and then working towards that end. But I don't know.
I know. I like that. What do you now? Something I do hate is taxes, dealing with them,
You and everybody else.
configuring them. And I have one customer, tiny customer, and she's frustrated because if she sells products, she did a big sale, and figuring out the taxes with not Nexus, and it's very intimidating. Let's just how do you solve that? What are you guys doing to figure out how to hit the easy button, right?
That was
So one of the things that we've heard
That
over
was
and over and
easy.
over in the market is these existing solutions out there, they provide you with a platform and they say, hey, Scott, you figure it out. You configure it, you manage it, you track it. It's your responsibility. Now you don't have any sales tax knowledge. You're spending dozens of hours every single month learning stuff, managing it, not even sure if you're doing it right in the first place, spinning your wheels. And so what we heard time and time again is, hey, we don't want to do any part of this. We just don't want to touch any part of it, exactly like your friend here.
Yeah.
And so what we've done is we've taken that learning and we've said, hey, we're gonna build a real-time tech platform, but we're gonna manage it for you. And so once
Go ahead.
once somebody onboards with us, in an hour or 2 hours, they really never have to think about it again.
What's the difference between your guys' stuff? I'm just asking off the cuff here because I don't know. Between Avalara and TaxJar and all the other 47,000 tax solutions.
Those solutions that you just mentioned, they're self-serve platforms, meaning somebody has to manage that platform.
Ah, that's Yiddish for okay. Go ahead. Okay. Oh wait. So wait, yours isn't self-man. Yours isn't.
We're a fully managed solution.
Okay. Okay.
So we have the tech platform that you'll get from these legacy providers that you mentioned, Avalara, TaxJar, and others.
Yeah.
But with those companies, you have to have somebody managing that. Whether it's internally, you're hiring somebody to do that. Whether it's your third party, whether it's whoever else that is, we do all of that for you, and that keeps communication streamlined, closes the loop internally, and ultimately the customer doesn't have to think about it. Plus, it's just one neck to choke. It's always nice when people aren't pointing fingers at each other.
neck to choke. I was thinking, you keep me clean. Keep me clean.
Exactly, we keep it clean.
It's a clean choke.
Brent, over to you for your next hard-hitting, inquisitive question. Insightful, actionable question.
I do want to go back to just this event. And
Do you? Hey, we got a mic down. Mic down, everybody.
Mic down, mic down.
That's because Brent was reaching for his 17th pastry.
Rohit, what have you gotten from the event tonight? Like, is there anything one of the merchants has presented that...
Just gotten to connect with a lot of the Shopware team itself and the folks around the community.
People, aren't they nice people?
Absolutely. Great people. Just good people to work with. And I think that's kind of the just general foundational groundwork that needs to be laid out before really investing into strategies platform. For us as a sales tax company, it's important for us to pick and choose where we invest our time. Being at these events helps with understanding who exactly I'm going to be dealing with, just beyond the veil of corporation. So that, for us, was really important here. As to from the merchant side, I know I certainly talked to some merchants that were pretty excited to potentially re-platform. So looking forward to
re-platform, eh, now? Bringing in some business.
you say re-platform and all of a sudden you got 5 agencies standing around you.
I was going to say.
There's only one on the mic, though.
Why don't we just call it sales anymore? Why do we have to give it biz dev, business development? Can't we just call it sales like it used to be?
I think we should call it biz dev, yeah.
We should
All
better?
the time, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think I lost my train of thought.
Well, it's common here. That's part of the charm. No, you Shopware. You've learned
Yes.
the merchants. You talk to the people. They're great. They're open. They integrate with everybody. They're a one-step solution. It's not a
100%.
lot of hogposh. They're huge in Germany. Why can't it? The Germans are efficient, by the way.
Absolutely.
They know how to get to A to B quickly, cost effectively, and high
I mean,
performance.
just the amount of demand they've generated from. I met these guys at Etail West a few months ago, and
We were there.
Yeah, we were
Podcasting.
in Palm Springs. Yeah.
Are you guys going again?
We are. We got a big, actually, always off brand. I don't mean to tell you this publicly, but we got a big booth planned.
Thank you. And my
I like big booths, and I cannot lie.
That was breaking news. What was the other breaking news, Noah?
That news done
Mayor,
broke.
that news done broke.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
We've been doing this for 5.5 hours. I just want to
Yeah,
point that out.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
we hold these truths to be
and-
self-evident.
And your point is, this is gold.
Point.
We are now finally hitting podcast gold.
That's true.
The rest has been absolute dreck. Noah.
Is there actually a podcast called The Last Podcast Standing? Because
No, that's a good.
Yeah.
Buy that URL.
too late. Just
Noah, the last thing I have. So what are you deal with all kinds of clients, right? You deal with all kinds of, you're end to end. I don't know what is the middle, the end. I don't know all the stuff, but what is the biggest thing you want to shout on the highest, on Mountain Hood when you're over there, Mount Bachelor, you're skiing in Bend from Portland. Are you a skier?
Mount Hood, yeah, definitely. Meadows.
Meadows, okay.
Yeah.
You don't go to Bachelor. Anyway.
I'm not that.
What do you want to scream to these people? What do you want to scream that they need to pay attention to? What should they pay attention to? Seriously.
I was about to break into that song. Listen to your heart, not your only one. No,
Right.
you got it.
The only new Neil Diamond.
Noah, can I book you as a regular contributor?
I mean, Brent and I just got together doing this, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? So
Really? He
I
was
guess
on the pod?
Technically.
Did you get a joke?
No, what does just the clean choke?
Yeah.
Oh, the choke, the joke.
The joke.
Of course I gave a joke.
Hold on, I want what Noah's drinking.
I don't know if it's legal here, but no.
The joke or the choke?
Yeah, I got a joke. I gave him I think I gave him a 4 point something. I'm from Oregon, yeah.
I know. We're kindred
What is
spirits.
it, Oregon or Oregon?
It's Oregon. It's not Oregon. It's not Oregon. It's Oregon.
I think the most important thing, though, is to figure out, Rohit and I were just talking about this with hiring, and it's very similar for building a team, and it's essentially what you're doing as a merchant is you're building a team of vendors that are trying to help you get to where you want to get to. And so I wish there was a silver bullet, I really do. There isn't, and we were just talking about the same thing. There's a lot of things that can help you get there, and you do all of those things, and even after that, you make the wrong choices. And so, some of the things that can help are paying attention to folks that have worked together, partners that have worked together, that can co-sign on each other's stuff. Sometimes that doesn't work. You got a bunch of crappy partners that co-sign on crappy partners, But by and large, just kind of look out for other clues, look for ratings and reviews. Go with your gut, though. Listen to your heart, but don't listen to your wallet because it's probably going to lie to you. Don't go to buy something like it's a product. This is a service that you're looking to get, and I think that's one of the hardest conversations I've had with most of the people that I work with. They think they're buying a widget off a shelf, and it's not. We're an extension of their organization, and just like that, we are more like employees than we are like, buying hardware. We're going to be good, we're going to be bad. Even the best are going to fail. So work with the people that are going to be accountable, that are going to own it. You never know that until you know it, right? But look for that and really treat it like a service and not a product. I think that's the most important thing.
Wow, he's like the master.
That was
Thank you.
well
Thank you,
said.
Noah. That was very well said.
Absolutely brochure worthy. But it's true. I mean, again,
I
it's
think
all.
that should be the saying for Shoptoberfest. Shoptoberfest. Shoptoberfest.
I'm so glad that I got on the last podcast and not the first. It's so much more entertaining. I'm certain of that.
Be on the lookout for Shoptoberfest. Noah, I was an agency. Jesus. Reiki woman. Cheese and rice. Get you another beer. Okay. This has been fun for us. I don't know if it's been more torture for you guys.
It's been hilarious.
Has it been?
I feel like I'm like a real life sitcom right now.
Thank you, Larry.
You actually are.
No, but seriously, I owned an agency for 15 years. Let's cut the crap.
Yeah.
It's dollar bills. Everybody is basically looking for the best deal they can get, but they want relationship. But if you're not in the zone, you're not in the zone. And every agency, including the one I owned, we had our strengths and we had our weaknesses. So how do you win the business, Noah? How do you come in? You're RFP'd, you're whatever. You got 3 or 4 going against every agency. I can tell you they're great, they're whatever. How do you win the business?
I mean, first of all, I don't tend to do RFPs. If I get them, I usually like tear them up and I tell them how to do it better. This is a very interesting thing. I went back through my CRM.
Wait, is it a good question? Is this
No, it's a great question. And I think,
Hey, Scotty got a good question.
Scotty got a good one. It's, most of the business that closed lost in our Salesforce CRM was not to another agency. It wasn't to a competitor. It was to inaction. And so,
inaction? What does that mean?
it just means like we're going to do something and we're not now. And this got
see.
deprioritized,
Okay.
or the budget got lost, or
Okay.
revenue, or whatever reason, it just didn't happen. And it wasn't that like we lost to a competitor.
And what kind of client is what's your Match.com? What's your
My insane clown posse, my ICP. Chuck Willery over here.
What's your ideal client? That was the bank always asked me. What's your ideal client? I don't fucking know anybody who's gonna pay. Are they gonna pay the invoice in 30 days? That's my ideal client.
I learned in Domino's, not all money is good money. So
I'm with Monopoly.
Who is your ideal client, though? Seriously, let's get serious.
so
serious.
It's ICP.
Yeah.
Insane clown posse. We're going through that exercise right now, and the thing that we've come to, it's more of the mindset than it is like the typical
How
demographics.
do you know?
No, it seriously is.
How do you know when
Well, that's the thing. That's funny. It's okay. It's banter, man. It's back and forth.
No, how do you know? That's my
How do
point
you
about
know?
dating. How do you know? How do you know? And we do the first call. We do the discovery call. We do the intro call. We do this call. Then we do a deck call. And then we propose all this stuff that we're going to do for you. How do you know that they take the toothpaste? How do you know when you live with somebody, all the annoying habits they have?
Right. Exactly. So one way to do it.
No
and
one's
it's not the
getting
easy way.
uncomfortable.
No, it's not. I love this actually. I really do love this. It's not the easy way, and it's definitely a long-term way. But you spend as much time with them courting as they spend time courting you.
Oh, hey now.
You spend years. I have 2 clients right now that I've been speaking to for 4 to 6 years.
Headshot.
Finish him.
I haven't let Brent touch my soundboard effects all night, and that was the first time. You're banned. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. You spend a lot of time with them. I had a client I worked almost 2.5, 3 years
That
on getting.
was easy.
And then I got them.
Yeah.
And then they didn't pay the bill after 90 days.
Jeez.
It was a sad time for me, Noah.
Why?
Do you want to hear more?
Yeah, I do actually.
No, it was.
No, I really do. Like what?
No,
what?
it was
Did you
because-
go back and think about was there a sign that you could have that you missed?
Yeah,
or-
they're owned by PE. They sold to another PE. They changed the ERP systems, and the finance company couldn't figure it out because we were the tiniest bill on the market on the docket, and we were line 347 on a spreadsheet. That's what happened.
I like that number 347, by the way.
It's a good number.
That's the first 3 of my phone numbers.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I've had it for a while.
Wow, throwing the digits out.
4-7.
Yeah, you don't get the rest though. That
What's the
comes.
area code?
3, 4, 7, 5, 8.
809 37.
Is that a Brooklyn?
5. No, that's a
It's a
Jenny.
song.
That's not the area code.
It's
That's
Jenny.
Oh, okay.
But it's 75309 8675309.
No, that's what you got to do is you got to go back and dissect it and figure out that's radical accountability and knowing who to take on and who not to take on. And when you take on somebody who's misaligned or goes sideways like that, go back and figure out where you could have known it.
Yeah.
Where you could have figured that out. And
But
there's always a time.
But
There's always
Noah,
something.
I was blinded. I don't know the word. No, it's not. I actually looked that up
Revved
one
up
time.
like a douche.
I always thought it was revved up like a douche.
You were blinded by the dollar signs.
I was blinded by the
the
dollar
That's
sign.
the thing, though. That's why, Like, money is a beautiful side effect of a job well done. It can't be the North Star. It can't be.
Very good.
This
Do you
guy's
have
dropping
any
bars left and right.
He is.
Oh
Do you have
my
any
God.
comments to this?
I mean, I think a lot of what he said really resonates in the sense that you just got to go after the right customer and the right business instead of going after every business. You got to go deep and narrow, build a relationship. That's what these events are for. That's what this kind of helps with. Yeah, to your point though, you can't win it all, but you gotta, every time you make a mistake, do a retro, figure out what went wrong, and right back at it.
Fantastic.
If you flip the script, and really it's not fully flipping the script, but like normally it's like, oh, there's an RFP. We're going to judge on who we're going to bring in. Is this like, well, you should be judging as well as an agency, and not in some weird like control freak way, but in like
100%.
an alignment way. Like, let's figure out what's aligned, and like that's what I'm talking about. That courtship. Spend the time to get to know them, just like they're trying to get to know you, so you can figure out where these misalignments might be, or where it's beautiful and you roll out into the fields of daffodils and daisies. And
There's usually like a miscommunication in how value is being portrayed to that individual or how they're perceiving value, because that may not actually align with how you are perceiving and sharing that value.
I know, but everybody talks
Yes.
shit. I mean, we're way over time and we got to go, but people talk shit when you're going into, then I went into a merger situation, not to air my dirty laundry, but it was great lessons, and I came out the other side.
Is this
and
live or no?
Yeah, exactly.
Off the record.
Therapy number 101.
Number 347.
Number 347. What I'm saying is, people talk a lot of shit. It's hard. You do. I like actually, that's a good call right now. It's a good juicy nugget. Spend enough time with them to know what their idiosyncrasies are, what bullshit they're calling or what they're not calling. Oh, we have the same values. I thought we did have the same values until I signed on the dotted line, and then all of a sudden, wow, we don't have the same values, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
define that.
Yeah, I think a really good way to look at this is just like you're entering a partnership in an e-commerce transaction with an agency, it would be just like a partnership you'd have in a business. If you took it as seriously like that,
Yeah.
you're going to have a good relationship.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about is developing that relationship before you even enter that transaction to get to know what your partner's like.
I think what happens though sometimes is like people are trying so hard to sell this deal, to sell this service, sell this thing, and there was this misalignment
The
between the selling.
salespeople ruin it all the time.
Oh, okay.
They're
I don't know if I
misquoting
said
us
that.
here.
No, I
And
don't.
it's the podcasters that ruin it. Psych.
I agree.
Seattle.
That promise that sales is providing and the customer experience actually being delivered has to be super aligned. Otherwise, there's just going to be problems.
But I don't put fault in that. You're selling your stuff. They're selling their stuff. Everybody's doing what I think that's human nature.
Sometimes it becomes a little bit of overselling.
Yes, but then you have to get your radar out. You have to be able to figure out, what's actually really happening.
There is a responsibility for the agency to manage their salesperson, not to oversell what they're going to give to the client.
Absolutely.
And I think every single salesperson is going to tell them, I'm going to give you this, and you're going to get that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the world, and
Yes.
you're going to get that island.
But that's,
And that's
true.
like that's the history of building e-commerce.
That's a history of
I think it's any
production.
business.
Since
Any
Noah.
I agree with
Noah. Since Noah.
you. Since
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm going to
Noah
end
was
on
old.
that. Yeah, since Noah, I got you. All right, you guys. You've put up with enough shenanigans and tomfoolery.
We've been doing this for 9 hours.
How many?
Oh, the
9
last
hours.
15 minutes was 4.5 hours. That's awesome.
No, honestly, congratulations. Congratulations. You guys are terrific. You know what you're doing. You're taking it seriously. You're getting into the right situations. It's hard.
The two of you have carved the way, though.
The struggle is real, and I appreciate that. I have
carved the
huge
way.
empathy to that. And I'm glad that I'm done with all that, and I'm tired, and I don't want to do it anymore. Is that a place to end?
That's a great place
Was it
to end.
depressing?
yeah.
Was it depressing end?
No, that was
Depressing at
perfectly
all.
uplifting.
As I go and die.
Yeah, well, that got even more uplifting.
Thank you.
Continue.
All right, where can we find you? Where can you find you? LinkedIn, whatever, above the fray.
AboveTheFray.io.
Where can
Noah
we find-
Oakenberg. I'm the only one on planet Earth.
There you go.
Zamp.com, Sales Tax CEO on Twitter,
How do you spell Zamp.com?
ZAMP.com, Sales Tax CEO on Twitter,
Love it.
LinkedIn, Rohit Padanga.
Love it.
We will put those in the show notes.
You can also find me at the club, pocket full of dubs.
Today.
And
Oh.
this
You heard
has
that
been,
song?
That is a good closing
I
statement.
love that.
Yes.
All right.
And this has been Shoptoberfest from New York City in Brooklyn, New York, sponsored by
Shopware.
Fresh.
Talk Commerce is a production of Content Basis LLC. For more creative content, go to contentbasis.io.